Hi, I'm Tina, and welcome to the Deeper Than Sex podcast, where we're going to dig deep to uncover the truth about sex, love, and relationships to find out how we could be better lovers to ourselves and to others. This episode is brought to you by Good Trouble wine glasses. Good Trouble is stemware for the modern drinker. Their wine glasses are ultra thin and lightweight with big fat bowls, and we love a good big fat bowl, am I right? You can get clear glasses for red or white wine, or you can mix it up with dip stems in black, white, or pink. Good Trouble also has a free broken glass replacement guarantee for orders of 4 glasses or more. Visit goodtroubleglass.com to get a set of your new favorite wine glasses today. Speaking of which, the wine flows freely on this episode of the podcast, where I'm joined by one of my favorite gals, Dani, and her best friend, Mallory. We're just 3 Pacific Northwest girls who've recently landed in Los Angeles, and in this conversation, we share the ups and downs of setting up new lives in this city, finding happiness and self-fulfillment, while also trying to find love in the process. So without further ado, please enjoy the show. How's the wine?
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
huge
choice.
fan.
Good. I thought about getting some cheap-ass shit, but then I was like, well, I don't want to do that.
We'll indulge.
Let's just talk about how we know each other. I know Dani really well because we used to work together.
Mm-hmm.
We used to work for some celebrities in
Damn
Seattle.
right we did.
Yeah, in Seattle, and that's actually what brought us down here.
Mm-hmm.
And I conspired to leave the job. Do you remember this?
I do. You wouldn't tell me how or what or when, but you were like, I'm going to make it to LA.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with the job.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I do that too?
I know. I felt bad because I knew out of everybody we were working with that you should be down in LA too. And I felt bad telling you because I didn't want you to think that. I don't know why. I was just like, she's gonna be stuck here. I don't know.
Yeah. But let's be honest here. I did make it to LA.
Yeah.
And you made it to a better position.
Kind of. But we both got laid off. Let's be real. So. Yeah. We made our way to LA, but at the end of the day, we got laid off right away. So it was a really rough landing.
Yeah. Definitely rough.
And then it kept going and going and going. And then a year later,
full up, hard year in LA.
Arguably still working on it. So LA is kind of tough.
It is.
So that's why I wanted to have you guys on because, I mean, we're from the same state, right? You are too, right, Mallory?
Washington.
Yeah. You guys, do you guys grew up together?
No.
We went in college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vancouver, Washington, right over there.
Got it.
Very close to Portland.
Got it. But Pacific
Portland,
Northwest kids, right?
Yeah.
P-dub.
But we all ended up here, and it's something that I've heard from other people. It's like, what did my friends say? That LA will kick your ass when you get here just to test whether or not you should be here.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's the case for like New York or any other big city. But because this is a relationship and dating and sex show, I wanted to talk about how the fuck, because I'm not even trying to date, and I know y'all are out there in those streets.
Absolutely.
I know, there's no shame in that, but I'm just saying, like, dating in LA must be crazy tough because there's I was gonna say a million people, but there's like 14 million people here or something like that.
It's a stupid amount of people.
Yeah.
And Mallory and I both have different stories. Huge fan of apps. I am over here.
Yeah.
That one kind of dates off of Instagram.
Hate dating apps.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan. I'll literally every day I'm like, I should just delete it because I don't really go on them.
Okay, that's disappointing because I was about to ask you about Raya because let's just say, out of the 3 of us sitting here, you are the, quote, influencer of the crew here.
I've been on Raya. Raya was amazing back in the day, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's so saturated. They just want to make money. They can't let anybody on. It's not really the same.
Mallory, do you
Dani,
want to...
you could do it.
Well,
Danny's
we'll get
on
there in
it.
a second.
Yeah,
I'm on Raya.
That's what we mean by diluting. Because you're
They let anybody on.
Oh. Okay.
No, Danny
anyways.
got on it like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Is there
I've been
like a
on all
sign
that
up? Like, is there like a?
Oh yeah, you have to be referred. Mallory referred me.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah, you send your invite link out to someone,
Uh-huh.
and then you have to like go through the application process.
So they look at your pictures. They have to make sure that
Yeah,
you're
what
of a
else do they
certain
look at?
caliber.
They're like, are you
I
hot
don't
enough to be on this
know.
app?
I don't know.
Or are you a
They
celebrity?
ask for your social security number. I don't know what they do. I'm not an influencer.
Okay, but wait,
I'm not even on a regular app.
let's back it up for a second because
Yeah.
Mallory, we did have one of our best experiences from Raya. It was your favorite day.
What, Duke Dumont?
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be good back in the day,
Yeah.
like matching with like actual celebrities or like actual guys who will fly you to New York. But now it's not like that anymore.
Wait, okay, let's just dig into all that stuff because, and then we could actually let's go back a little bit. I barely know you, Mallory. I know Dani more, but I always hear stories about you.
Yeah.
And we almost got to vacation together in Santorini, and we missed out because you had to do some other stuff. But so like whatever you want, let's talk about Raya back in the day, being flown to New York. Like what were some of the best experiences on that app?
Best experience was matching with a guy who was pretty normal. I think his dad was pretty high profile, but he lived in New York, had like this amazing apartment, but he was like very cute, close to my age, and he invited me to come, so I did, and it was like an amazing weekend. It was like one of those things where you like go into like the elevator and it goes up and it opens and it's like his place. I was like, oh my god, this only existed in the movies. I know. I think I was like 23, so I was like, I don't know, very big eyed. I was like, what? Bit. Yeah.
Cute B-roll right now. All of a sudden, photos come up of that weekend. I have lots of them. It
was so fun. And then I just matched with like other like high profile people, but I don't have any really crazy stories.
Yeah. I feel like you're too normal for that world, even though you're like, you know, you're on Love Island and shit like that. It's like I feel like you're just too normal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always tell Dani like I'd love to like have like a crazy encounter with a celebrity, but yeah, I don't really put myself in that space either. So
yeah, like you have a regular ass job.
Yeah, but it pains me to hear that.
No, I say that I mean that in like the most respectful way. I'm like, dang, that's like, she knows what's important. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't feel that way at all. Maybe you're just like, fuck it. This is my life.
8 months later, I guess I need a job.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about our struggles in year one in LA. Like, what is it? You've only been here for like a month or something, haven't you?
I moved here in December, yeah. Like
so
a month and a half.
How's it going, girl?
It's been good. I didn't really move here with like a job or like I wasn't really also really desperate for a job. I just like decided to do it because I was bored and needed it. I just moved out here for fun. Yeah.
I figured you had some work or something. Like I figured you had to be around for some shit. I don't know. It's a world that I'm not familiar with.
I was visiting quite often, like 1 or 2 times a month. So it just started to kind of make sense for me to like make my way down.
So how you feel about the decision? You can be honest.
I've had my own struggles, but not work related. I don't know. I feel like I've been like kind of, it's been weird. I feel like I'm like out of body experience.
Yeah.
And I'm just not used to it yet, I guess. Because back in Portland, I like had my routine. I lived in my own beautiful apartment, and now I like have 2 roommates, and like my routine's a lot of whack, and I'm back to working, which I hadn't done in months. You know, I'm sitting at my day job and I'm just like, oh, wow, I just had this larger than life experience. And now I'm in LA, but I'm working at a desk.
Yeah.
So
you were like big fish in a small pond, and now you're a tiny little.
And it's been really weird.
Yeah.
Never found myself crying at the club until I moved to LA.
Oh, no.
Many times.
You've many times. Dani's like, old hat. I've done that many times.
Cool.
For no reason. I'm like,
listen,
why am I sad?
Life is fucking hard. It's hard for everybody.
Life is hard, but LA is fucking hard.
Because it's okay, you're stuck in this place where all the things that you know shouldn't be important to you suddenly you're forced to have to care about them.
Yeah.
Just because of maybe the line of work you're doing, or just to even stand out.
Not only that, but people are like open books here, and they put their emotions on the line, and they'll just tell you straight up.
Oh, you mean they're very honest about what they want? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the amount of people who are in therapy here, probably.
Yeah.
Also, the volume of people and the traffic. It's like, I don't have time to waste.
Totally.
So I'm just going to tell you, because if we have any kind of friendship, relationship, then that means I'm going to have to make it's going to take up hours of my day to just see you or whatever. It has to be important. It has to be worth it.
The first thing I heard was, if you want friends or a relationship here and you live on the east side of the 405, that is one thing. And if you live on the other side, the west side of the 405, that's another thing. You will not go back and forth.
Right. And I live deep south.
Yeah, you do. And here we are. We're still friends.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not scared of the drive, but also I don't have a regular, like I work from home, so it's true. I'm just desperate. I'm desperate to be out. Today, I've been just at home by myself with the dog, and I was like, I have to fucking sit in front of a mic and talk to people tonight. I don't know if I can do it.
It's a lot.
So here we are.
Cheers
Oh,
to that.
cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah,
so
thumbs.
rude. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to good trouble also. Thank
Oh.
you for the wine glasses.
Gosh, they're gorgeous.
I know.
You also haven't really been in LA for very long to make that divide, because I know I was way more willing the first couple years to go back and forth and all over. And now I'm just like, you're over there.
I think it's a mindset
If I leave at a certain
thing.
time.
It's a mindset thing. I feel like if you're going to focus in on the fact that like, okay, that this is a given, right? There's a lot of traffic and it's going to be hard to get places. Why are we focusing in on that? That's just a reality. It's just like waking up, brushing your teeth, taking a shit, the things that are certain are going to happen.
Yeah.
Why do we even stress out about it as like a,
Well,
it just is.
Well, it's because it's like, hey, if I know it's going to take me an hour to get over there, then
Right,
probably
right.
not going to date you, you know?
And that and that's fine. Like so to carry on with that thought, like if people are honest about what it is that they,
that they care about, yeah.
that they care about, I'm fine with that. That's great. That's actually something that I struggle with personally.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should stop driving around and seeing y'all. So this is what
Listen,
I'm
I
learning.
didn't say I believe in the
this.
divide.
Yeah.
I said that's the first thing you hear when you move out here.
Danny, I would drive to San Francisco to hang out with you. Okay.
Oh, I love you. I would do the same. You know, I've seen
I drive to Greece to hang out with you.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we can drive
You
there.
missed out on a good trip, Mallory.
Did I?
Yeah, we'll go on another one.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was meant to focus on that.
Yeah, here we are.
Mallory still seems a little bit like
Let's
we just
loosen
gotta
up a
warm
little bit.
Yeah, have you touched your
Yeah.
rosé at all?
Yeah.
I feel like
have.
I'm already drunk. I
Yeah,
didn't have
well-
enough to eat or something.
Meanwhile, I'm like, last two coming up or what?
Yeah, probably. We need to finish that bottle.
Not a problem.
What I know, right? Well, what I wanted to go right in on is just, I mean, we're talking about how hard it is to start out to be in LA and do the damn thing. You're trying to live that life. I mean, you were a big fish in a little pond in the Pacific Northwest, and you were influencing when it was like early days, and now you're here. Let's talk about the struggle, and then like talk about dating as a part of that. Because you just said you were crying in the club for the first time in LA.
For no reason.
So I basically want to take the journey and then get there.
Have you been in the LA
You know what I
clubs,
mean?
too?
Yeah.
What?
I said, have you been in the LA clubs? There's something to cry about.
There's a reason. Well, there's a reason why I
After
stay
coming
at home.
from the Bay, man.
There's a reason why I stay at home and cry instead.
That's fair enough.
I'm like, I don't
You're
care.
missing out. It's an
I
experience.
mean, I want to try it. I'm willing to try it.
But it's for like five minutes. I'll like be upset, and then I'm just next minute I'm dancing. Like I just like go through a wave, and I'm like I'm drunk. Obviously, I'm
Yeah.
emotional. But I'm just like, why am I sad? I don't know. Like I don't know.
All I have to say is like, boys suck. Sorry,
Boys suck.
Michael. Sorry about that.
Michael's kind of a unique cat. That's why he's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why he's here. But you said you loved apps. You're all about them, but then boys suck. So walk me through that.
Oh my God. I don't even know where to start. Boys suck, as in, boys in LA are very different. Maybe this is like the Pacific Northwest in me coming out, but I feel like I enjoy putting up my brick wall and like not literally like spilling my guts on night one, but I feel like a lot of guys here do that. They're like, hey, this
Do
is
they?
me. This is who I'm looking for. Yeah.
So what's been the craziest thing someone's dropped on you where you're like, not ready for that. We're not there yet. You're rushing the intimacy. Like I don't even know if I want to.
It's kind of a California thing in general.
Is
by the
it?
way.
Yeah.
The Californians, we're softies. We'll spill our emotions. There's a couple of hard asses, but if they're like cushy artists, whatever, that I feel like they're going to be a little more open to spilling.
Do you
that.
date cushy artists? Is that one of the things you're looking for in your dating
I
apps?
I made the mistake of going on a couple of Raya dates when I first got here in Mallory.
With loser boys.
Where it was like, oh, you're an actor? Okay, like I'll give it a shot.
No actors.
Oh yeah, don't
Yeah,
do
That's
that.
a rule I
Yeah.
have.
And then they're like,
Actors are for fun.
th-
A night. A
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Maybe.
It was like, cool, I'll give this a shot. Like,
Hence
let's
the
find
cool
out.
app, right?
Right.
A night for fun, right,
Yeah.
Mallory?
And then you're like, wait, but you
Raya?
also
The
drive
app?
for Uber.
I don't think it's for night for fun. I don't think any app I use is a night for fun, but I've never been like that ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
She's value
Yeah.
different
driven.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
But you were. I mean, you're on Raya, and you're in LA. Like, let's try it out. You're gonna try to date an actor. Cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that seems
No,
a
it's
fun
not that
experiment. I mean,
I
it
went on
seems
more
a fun
Raya dates
experiment.
when I was in Oregon. I haven't gone on
Yeah.
one since I've been in LA.
Yeah.
You're jaded already. That's the problem. You jaded before you got to LA.
It was
cool
cooler
back in the
then.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not cool. And it's just so like, it's so saturated.
Yeah. So is it like sugar daddies, or was it
No.
more just I don't know, guys. I'm on the outside going, I wonder what they're doing in there.
No. It was like, I don't know. Back in the day, I feel like maybe they're just more selective, and I was just matching with people who could like actually like have the real lifestyle. People like think they have lifestyle, but they can't afford it. But like these guys like really did like have that lifestyle. Now it's like not really like that.
Yeah.
Not that that's what I'm looking for, but they just had the means to meet a girl from Oregon.
But it sounds like if you are dating, or if you want to meet somebody, you're trying to meet somebody at a level that you're trying to get to. You're not there, right? Like you want to you want to date aspirationally. You're not trying to date people who are maybe at the same struggle level you are. You don't want to be crying together at the club. You know?
Definitely don't want to be crying together.
Right? Like, who wants to date someone who's in the same struggle zone as you are?
Let's back it up for a second, because where Mallory's coming from, Raya is like a high profile app. So it's kind of weird to see 3/4 of these people now on Raya
that you could meet anywhere else.
Being one of them that you could meet anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like these celebrities. You know?
I literally matched with a guy on Raya, and then he like messaged me on Facebook. Like I'm just like, wait, what? Or like you'll see the same person on Raya that you'll see on Bumble, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
It's not.
why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
So then I heard something like Channing Tatum is on, you know, people like that. I guess maybe that's not true then, because the whole point of it is so that there is some level of, I was going to say safety, but that's not the right word, but just, you know, exclusivity for people like that who are in the dating pool.
They are on it.
Yeah.
They are on it.
I
But
have
now if you're opening up to everybody, that's kind of weird for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give my best match that I've ever talked to, which was.
Oh, you're going to drop a name?
I'm gonna drop a name, and then I'm gonna see if Mallory will drop a name, because I feel like she's talked to a lot more
I feel like Dani's
people.
just trying to goad Mallory to say things.
I am,
and stuff
I
like
am.
that. I could see it in her eyes. You don't see it very well, camera person, people.
She's like, let me
there,
show
like,
you guys.
Yeah,
I'm over here.
I know. That's fine. It's fine. But I'm just letting you know that I see it in her eyes that she's got it out for Mallory. I'm gonna find out what she's
Love
gonna
that.
say.
I mean, huge football person.
Huge football person.
you
We
know
could just
me.
stop
You
there.
know me.
I know you. Yeah, you love a huge football person. Oh, but you know what?
Are you
Wouldn't we
taking
all?
huge out of context?
I meant holistically. I don't know.
My favorite.
You don't have to name names, but that's enough. I think that's
no.
sufficient.
Oh my god, a match with Luke Wilson,
Oh,
number 82.
yeah. Okay.
Huge fan of that guy.
Yes.
Okay, Mallory, your turn.
Wait, but did you go? What? So okay, stop.
We just
stop.
chatted. Oh,
Sorry. All right. So Raya, does it work the same way? Like swipe, you match, kind of like Tinder. I mean, same way as Tinder.
should we open up Mallory's? Do you want to see her profile?
No, we don't have to do that. I just want to know if that's how it functions. I'm just trying to get
kind
a
of.
picture.
Yeah, where you like match. It's cooler. It's cooler in the sense of like you put photos to a song.
Yeah, it's like MySpace songs. So you can
Yeah.
like pick a song.
Oh, so you got a
It's
slideshow.
cool. You got,
Yeah,
you
it's a
got a
slideshow.
slideshow.
Multimedia effects. Yeah. Okay. So a movie trailer about you.
Movie trailer about me.
Yeah.
Literally, that's like what it is.
Yeah. I
And you
hear-
can
I
yes
hear-
or no them, and you can like go to a different city, or you can see where people are as well in the city.
Yeah, like it'll show you like hot spots in LA. Like everybody's at Soho House.
Right. So, so location based. So you could see if someone's just like 5 feet away from you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Grindr.
And it's fun too, even if you don't. Did you just laugh at that?
Yeah.
It's like Grindr.
That's the only reference point I have.
The fun thing is, even if you don't match with them, you'll go through and be like, "Oh, Charlie Puth, that's cool."
Yeah.
Or like, I'm trying to think of like top.
It's like, I
celebrities
see
I've seen
you.
on there. Yeah,
see you.
Like,
Yeah. Good luck to you.
there's a possibility. Nope, there's a possibility on here. Nope.
No,
I don't think the high profile people like Charlie Puth, I don't think that they use it.
It's actually him. Like, it's probably like a marketing scheme from the beginning.
No, I definitely think
Oh,
it's
that's
him,
interesting.
but-
Or it's his like manager. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just don't think that he uses it. I think that maybe he probably did back in the day.
Like had it at one point.
Yeah, had it at
Got
one point.
Got
Exactly.
Not active anymore.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting point. What if you got paid a gang of money just to have your likeness on there?
Well, I think they did at the beginning. Like that's a huge way to get your app popular. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and that's the struggle for, I mean, obviously we know
Shut up. Yeah.
we don't work for that company anymore because it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get people to use apps. So that's why Raya then, was like, everybody in.
Yeah.
Party is good. Come
Yeah.
on in. So you name dropped. Were you trying to get her to name drop?
I was. Do you think she will? I don't know.
I don't know. Is she talking about her like she's not here?
No, I don't know. I don't really have any good stories with anybody high profile. So there's one guy who was very, very, very high profile that sent me like selfies of him laying in bed and like asked me for nudes. But I can't say his name because it's
No, you shouldn't.
yeah.
Do we not watch the news guy? I mean, sending nudes? Like, you don't know how safe the app is. Like, you don't
He
know.
didn't send me any. He just sent me selfies of him just like laying in bed, like caption, just waking up. And he's like, is it too soon to ask you for naughty photos? And I'm like, yeah, it's always going to be too soon.
Life must be so easy for that guy. He just thinks that's how you act.
I don't know. He's pretty old and gross now. So
Oh, is he old and gross?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you for an age range. Like,
You
just
know,
kind of.
old and gross, but like still very popular.
yeah, like very,
Very,
very
popular.
high profile.
Like if she named that person, you'd be like, shut up.
Shut up, like, I would be surprised that he behaves this way, or shut up that he's single, shut up that he's still hot.
He's not. I don't think
not.
he's still
No,
hot.
I mean,
yeah.
hot as in dateable, because he makes enough money, or I don't, you know what I mean? Like, he's got enough cachet.
I think you would just, it'd be a laughing matter almost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have some names, but we're not gonna do that. Let's go back to you. You were saying something, and then we just completely diverted. We're talking about Luke Wilson, so you decided to drop that name. Yeah, it was pretty hot.
He
But-
told me he was going to come up here after the season. Fuck, it's after the season.
I'm
still
according to your
waiting.
clock.
Yeah.
So you matched, and you just messaged back and forth.
Yeah. That's all I got. I know.
Really?
That's all I
You're
got.
like, hey, hi. So,
But that's like like, if I'm not a jersey chaser, but if I was going to be one, it would be for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good. So what were you hoping that would happen? Like, how do you like? You have a hope, but then like, what
do
can
you mean,
do
Tina?
anything?
Tina,
I don't
on
know.
On all of these dating apps, the hope is I'm going to find someone.
Put it out there,
How do I say
manifest.
this? I'm going to find someone that is career driven. I have kind of a lot on my list, like tall.
Sure, 'cause
Charming.
you're a giraffe.
Yeah, I am a fucking giraffe.
Yeah.
String bean, whatever, same thing. And we're going to go for a date and it's going to turn into something great.
Yeah.
Do you organically go out and meet people, or
If you know of a way to organically meet
I know,
someone,
it's
No,
hard-
listen,
harder-
Dani
it's harder
does
in LA.
though. Dani's a magnet. First of all, she's tall and giraffe-like, so she sees everything going on.
yeah. Like, I definitely target people. Mike,
Yeah.
let's take a minute
an
to
advantage
talk
I
about the
don't
guy
have.
that I walked up to the other day we went to a Venice Beach pub crawl for Valentine's Day. We go out. I swear to God, we're not alcoholics. We go out every weekend,
Appropriate.
right?
Yeah.
That's totally
Do you know how many people I don't meet organically?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
You mean even though you're
We're
out there, you're
putting
not
ourselves out there in the world, going to different places where people are having a good time and getting ready to meet different people.
right with that intention.
Yet, no one's really meeting each other. Everyone's staying in these groups. Or maybe we're just doing it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, though, I used to go out when I was visiting here or when I lived in Oregon. I would wake up and have all these numbers in my phone. And now I go home, I wake up and I'm like, just another day. Like,
Yeah, I think we're zeroing in on what those tears were about, Mallory.
no, I'm not lonely.
But are we getting old? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
That's-
really.
No.
That's probably one of my biggest fears is that I'm just getting old.
Oh no.
Well, I think there's two ways about it. I think one is an age thing. So, like when we're in our 20s, we're more apt to being silly and stupid and going out and meeting people in that way. And when we're older in our 30s and up, I think we have more filters and maybe more jadedness and other factors that lead us into not necessarily jumping in and being like, okay, let's just go talk unless there's something really worth to talk about or we're in our heads about it. The other side of it is LA in such an isolated place. Sometimes I feel like people are just sort of like narrowed down with the exception of a few that stand out once in a blue moon.
Also, people
Yeah.
are just fucking awkward, just like we are. Like you are, like yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's in their head.
And so
about it.
everybody's in their head. Everybody's thinking that other people don't think they're good enough or whatever, and they're more comfortable talking to their friends. Yeah. So that is unfortunate. We're not comfortable with putting ourselves out there, even though we are out there already. Like we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Freelance world too. You got to think everyone's in an ebb and flow, and it could just be like, speaking as a freelancer, if I'm in a low space in my work world,
Yeah.
I'm not really in a confident place to go. I might go out to like
Everybody's this
meet-
close to crying into their
Yeah.
their drinks. No, so it's hard to meet people organically.
Yeah.
Because what are you experiencing when you're there? Is there like, are you? Because I feel like
First off, where are all the hot guys at?
Excuse me? I watch your
That's a relative
stories.
question too.
So speaking of being at home and while you're out, I'm looking at your stories. I'm seeing a bunch of young people up in there, like in your vicinity. And there's some, I think, attractive people, but I can't tell because you're just spinning around and I can't like spot anybody really clearly, but it seems like blurry attractive
I know
people
are doing worms on the ground.
I know
God.
that was ill-advised. I bet that's okay.
That was so funny.
So it's hard to meet people organically. I feel like out of all people that I know, you would have the least trouble with that because you're very personable. You like walk up to people and you're like approachable.
Yeah.
So what's up?
That's a good question. I did approach someone on, what was that?
Saturday.
Didn't go very well for me. I mean, it did. I walked up.
Okay, yeah, talk me through that.
I saw this guy, tall, right? The tall ones are, rare commodities, and you kind of like have to strike, if you see one out in the wild.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And so I walked up to him, and I'm like, hey, are you part of a bachelor party? Like, is this your bachelor party? And he laughed, and he was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're single.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
And honestly, we had been drinking since like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And we're
so
looking at
early.
around 6 or 7 p.m. So like, I had a good blanket on me.
Yeah.
And it went well. We talked for a little bit. Ran into him a little bit later. Got his number. Of all things, like, I don't really go, hey, can I have your number? Like, people should be asking me that. Like, whatever. Teach their own. And then I texted him and no response. So I mean,
Yeah.
Wait, really? Did you text him that night?
I
Or
texted
the
him
next
that
day?
night. I texted him that night. I should have waited until the next day.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you? Okay. What?
I don't know if that matters.
It
Really?
does. I think
I
it does.
don't think
There's
that
like a
matters.
whole-
I
there's
think
like a
that's
whole
something we
game.
stuck in our head, the game thing.
I mean, if he was interested, then that wouldn't matter.
Right?
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
genuinely interested. Maybe in
Yeah.
that second he was interested, but then he
Guys,
forgot
Okay,
about
listen,
you. And
I did
whatever.
ask him when I said, hey, are you single? And he paused. The pause is what gets me. And I go,
Oh,
I'm sorry. So you're not? And he was like, no, I am.
but not for you.
So it sounds like someone's in a situationship.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Still gave me the time of day.
Yeah,
Still gave me his phone number. It was blue. It still gave me his phone number.
it was blue. What do you mean?
You may get a text in a week or two. Maybe he's on his way out.
Well,
You never know.
You never know.
it's a volume game. I feel like maybe just like swiping right a bunch of times just to see what strikes. You just throw the number out there and then see what comes in. And then out of the ones that come in, you look through in your little goodie bag, like you went trick-or-treating,
I
you
don't
pull out
really
the good
play-
candies.
I don't play the volume game.
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh, yeah, maybe him.
So you one of
Sure.
many maybe, and you just weren't like the big king-size Snickers bar. You're,
Yeah.
a delicious little Hershey's Kiss or something.
I hate milk chocolate, but sure. We can
I don't know. I was just struggling with that
Yeah,
metaphor. I was
it's-
just going to keep going with
Or
it.
his night took a different direction.
Yeah, or is
Oh,
I
yeah.
this guy
Yeah.
generous? Yeah. But
Yeah.
so that's what you mean is that but that's the thing is I think it is hard to meet people organically. Yes.
Yeah.
But any connection that's worth it is going to be hard to get to. And there's a lot of people and there's going to be a lot of frogs, right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of the uncomfortable truth about meeting people in general and it's like it's got to be worth it, right? You had to put in the work. And so you're just going to have to run into just like a lot of not so great situations in order to find all the great people that you are going to meet.
I always go back to my mom saying you don't want to meet your husband at the bar, right? Like, you don't want to do that.
That's a little old school, though.
it is.
So the idea is I used to have this thought. It's a beginning story. You want to have like a foundation built on something kind of cute or something that has somewhat of a story. Like, I met him drunk off my ass, in the bar.
Yeah, I hear that. But it's like, okay, not all of our lives are a movie. Let's
No.
just be practical
But at
about
the
it.
Listen,
At the
I've
same
had those
time-
movie things though, where I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where I'm like, it's my birthday. I'm getting. Can I cuss on here?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm getting fucked up at a club.
You could take your titty out and rub it
Yeah.
on the mic.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those nights, and it was like his birthday that night, like the night before.
Yeah.
And I ended up going home with him, having fantastic sex, and then he took me out on a date.
Okay.
Like, so I've had those crazy nights.
They happen.
I don't know where he is now, but
Yeah.
good shit.
That happens too.
But that's just part of the work. That's just part of the work that you got to put in, man.
Yeah,
Kiss a lot of frogs.
lots of them.
Yeah. So Mallory,
Yeah, I know. I'm like, enough about me. Moving on.
have you been on any dates? You said no, not
No,
really.
not. Oh, I've been on one since I moved here, but it wasn't from an app.
Yeah.
It was through a mutual friend.
Are you in a space where you're trying to date, or are you just meeting people, or like where are you at?
No, no. I kind of already have people like in my head, so dating for me is hard. I'm not really looking to meet someone new.
Yeah. I mean, when you get to a new place and you're trying to figure out your stuff, sometimes it's just like, ugh, I don't want another variable in it.
It's just yeah. I have like a couple that I have, and it's like when they come around, they do. But I'm not really looking.
She's got a stable.
She's got a couple men in her back pocket.
Yeah. So I'm
a little
just
in the rotation.
yeah, but they're but not. It's not steady as I'd like it.
Do you
to
like
be.
any of them?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
lot.
why
They're
she's
just-
not.
I don't know if they're
trying to
just
date
dicks in
people?
rotation,
Oh,
or
no,
if
no,
they're
no.
like actual decent people that you're trying to move on to the next step with.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are John Mayer.
Not yet. I did see him on Raya.
I didn't want. Yeah. You did see him on Raya?
Mm-hmm.
I see that head turn.
Well,
Oh wait, huh?
we're getting somewhere. Well, I mean, I bring that up just jokingly, but not really, because I didn't watch Love Island, but I feel like with you, it was just a bunch of stuff about John Mayer.
It was so heavy and so overplayed. Like there's like Entertainment Tonight articles. Mallory from Love Island can't stop talking about how John Mayer is the perfect man for her. And like Twitter is like, is John Mayer the next Islander on Love Island? And and then they made videos about me after the show, like Love Island on YouTube, and they would have me talking about John Mayer. They bleep out his name. Yeah. But they didn't do that on the show. They did it after the fact. I'm like, did he get so annoyed he told Love Island to bleep out his name? Because why are they doing this after and not when it was on
Why are
national
they doing
TV?
that to his wife? I'm so confused.
John Mayer's not married.
He's not married.
No, to his future wife. Her name is Mallory Santic.
Oh. I'm like, he's not married.
I see what you're doing there. I mean, he's a delightful human. I like following on Instagram and stuff like that. But that
There's
is
a lot to say.
I was wondering how you felt about that, because you were just saying something to just because you're trying to display your personality, and then you're like, what is that like to have a soundbite of yourself, basically?
Yeah, every single soundbite. Like I was there
cycled forever.
Yeah, I was there for a minute, and I said his name probably like 4 times. But they take those 4 times and they put it into one episode, and I'm just and people are just every day. People are like, oh my god, John Mayer. Like, have you found him yet? And I run with it because it's what the people want to see. But I'm like,
people tag you and stuff with him and stuff
all
like
the
that.
time, and I'm just like, I run with it. But like realistically, I'm like, but it's just a gimmick.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So are you comfortable talking about like what you hated about being on that show?
Yeah. Being on this show was cool. There's a lot of anxiety that came with it when the guy I was coupled up with, when I knew he was talking to another girl, not because I like had any romantic feelings towards him. It was more like, oh great, now I'm going to get sent home because he's going to pick this other girl.
Wait. So how does, just like a quick, because I didn't watch the show, like how does it work? It's a dating show.
Mm-hmm. So initially there's like 6 boys, 6 girls, they all couple up, and then they bring in singles throughout the season to try and break up the couples. And then like the boy or the girl will, at the end of the week, we get a recoupling and we'll pick who we want to be with, and whoever's left single gets sent home. And there's like
straight up like Survivor, where you're like, I would like to choose.
Yeah, I would
Do
like
they
to couple
give you
up.
your buddy, your partner, your whatever?
The very, very first day we get in couples, and then throughout then there's recouplings.
Who was yours at first?
Just some guy named Weston.
Like, what was he like? Was it designed in a way where like, oh, she's like this and he's like that, this is perfect for TV?
Oh, so like all the girls line up, and then the boys come out one by one, and then we step forward if we like the appearance of the guy, and then the guy ultimately will pick what girl he wants to be with.
Sorry, I feel like we should back it up. All the girls line up in bikinis.
Thank you, Dan.
On
Context.
the beach.
Context is
in
very
Fiji.
important.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay.
And then the guy will just pick what girl he wants to couple up with. Like the guy gets to pick.
Ew, how come the guys aren't walking up there in their Speedos so the girls can pick?
Were they in Speedos?
Because
no, they were in like swim.
Because the head of the network is banned.
The guy will walk
It
up.
is CBS. It's
That's
old
pretty
school.
much
Oh, surprise.
Surprise.
The guy will walk up, and if we like him, we'll step forward so he like knows who's interested. But like,
got it.
if it was a girl walking up and the guys and no guy step forward for the girl, if that was me and no guy step forward for me, my experience would be ruined from the moment
true.
that happened.
Got it.
That happened to a guy.
Yeah, it happens to multiple guys.
Yeah.
But I don't think guys take it as personally as the
No.
girls do.
Right.
Can you
Well,
imagine
yeah,
that?
because
Yeah.
we have to be so like with our looks. It's so intertwined.
Literally, like
Yeah.
if I would have walked up and no guy would step forward for me, I would be like, "Just please send me home," because now I'm never
Just
gonna want to
shoot
get
me
to
on
know these
sight.
guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, so you got picked by Weston.
And he like, I think he did have a great personality, but like him for me was just so not my type. He was very like cowboy, like country western, like I don't know, it's just not my type. I'm not into that at all. I'm into like guys like John Mayer, and John Mayer isn't wearing a cowboy hat and American flag shorts
Or on the show.
Yeah.
So, when you were on that, like, were you able to be authentic? Like, did you feel like you were able to be yourself? Because I feel like I caught a bunch of clips and I was like, I mean, from what I know of you, I was like, oh, I feel like she's able to manage to be herself kind of. And that's coming across because I know you, but I guess maybe people would read it differently if they didn't know you.
I was a little bit more guarded just because I was kind of like anxious, but yeah, for the most part, I think so. Because the cameras, like I said, they were hidden. It wasn't like there was like a full camera crew in front of you. Like that makes it so
but
much.
the lights are freaking bright,
But there was no,
right?
No, like there wasn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just imagining a house with just like really bright ass lights, and you
No.
just feel like you're walking.
We were
around the set.
outside like 95% of the time in the sun. Yeah, like
Right, Fiji.
PG.
like
Nice.
we only had like a bedroom and then a getting ready room. That was it. Like they said like a luxury villa, but in reality, like there's a bedroom with like 11 beds and there's like getting ready room for the girls, and that's it. Like the kitchen's outside, like the living room's outside, the shower is outside, like it's all outside.
Wow. So when you got kicked off first,
I didn't. A boy did,
Yeah.
a boy did,
and then
okay.
the girls, and then that was me. Yeah.
Got it. What was that like? Did they
was-
keep you on the island? Like, did they need you for other things?
I stayed there for 2 extra days, and then I went home.
Okay.
It was like it sucked, but
Yeah. What were you hoping to get out of it? I mean, because, okay, so it's a dating show, and we at home are led to, or we are supposed to believe that you all are actually trying to look for love. And I guess arguably we all are.
What do you mean? I was cheering her on the whole entire time.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
'Cause
We're
I'm sure-
hoping she finds her husband on this show.
Yeah. But,
If not, he chases her down after the show.
right. That's you continue the storyline.
Oh, that's just my story.
But I've already forgotten what I was trying to ask her. Oh,
Sorry.
but what were you hoping to get out of the experience? Like, were you just trying to stay on the show and just make it all the way, or?
it really did like make me so anxious. Like towards like my time being over, I was like, hey, maybe I'm just not cut out for this, because it was so like knowing that someone has this much control over like your fate, like just made me like really uncomfortable. I was hoping obviously to meet a guy that like I would couple up with and like really like, but it didn't happen. What I wanted out of it was just like from the experience, I thought coming off of it, it would give me more opportunity. And it definitely has. My life has definitely been different. But it's not like in the UK, it is the biggest show. Like the girls come off of it. They have 3 million Instagram followers. They're like doing like their own like clothing lines, like insanely wealthy, just like nuts. I never expected that. I knew it wasn't going to be that way, but I was like, okay, we'll see what can come out of this. It was just an opportunity I couldn't like turn down.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I mean,
How did that opportunity come about?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Your girl
I got a
was
DM.
a little mini influencer before
okay.
that, right?
Yeah,
And
I
so-
had a small following before I went on the show.
Yeah.
And then it grew after, obviously. But
feel
What
like
does
it blew
what
up.
does that DM say? It just says, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" Or "Hey,
no,
what
it
is the
just
pitch?
says like, hey, I'm casting for the new, like the next CBS dating show. Like DM me if you're interested or whatever. And yeah, it took me 3 days to respond because
Did you think it was real?
I knew it was real because the casting people for those shows like are ruthless. Like one of the guys from the show got casted on Tinder. He matched with the casting director on Tinder. Yeah,
Weird.
because they want to find everybody. The people that
Right.
apply, I know for my season, not one person applied. Every single person was approached. But that might just
Yeah.
be because it was a new show.
Oh, yes. But also, I feel like now that, we put all of our stuff out there, they don't have to do casting calls. I mean,
Yeah.
it's essentially on Instagram.
Oh, half
Yeah.
of it's a gimmick.
And no one's going to say
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Unless
yeah.
they really are like career, like never would go on TV. But
Right. That's not something that's in there.
and then that's someone you don't want to be on the show anyways, because they're not gonna have the right mindset or personality for it.
Yeah. I mean, they're not, if you have to want to be on TV to be on TV, because
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Yeah, it's been hard. And I thought coming off, like I go out, like just at waterfront, like people come up to me, like ask me for photos. And if you would have told me that'd be my life like a year ago, I would be so excited. But now it's almost like it's a little uncomfortable. Like I got DMs from people saying, "Oh my God, I'm sitting right across from you," and I'm like, just say hi.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and like it's a little weird.
They send you a video like in your DMs to be like, you're right over there.
I had a girl from
the
the
call
show
is coming from the house.
Yeah, a girl from the show was like making out with her boyfriend, and like some fan like airdropped her a photo that they took of her
Ew.
and the guy like making out. I mean, it's like that's like funny, but it's also like okay, it's a little invasive.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd care. Like I always, since I was a little kid, I'm like I'm gonna be a star. Like I would love that, and now I'm just like oh my God, like I kind of when I'm like feeling down, I'm like I want my normal life back, and it's not even like it really affecting me like a real celebrity. I'm just kind of like.
You're getting a taste of it though. You're getting a little experience of it.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like and I feel like guys, some guys that I talk to use me. And I definitely know one guy has tried, and I'm just it really like hurts me. You know, it sucks.
Yeah,
and it's not even like I have like I'm a million followers, but I'm like this guy is definitely trying to talk to me because he wants me to like promote him in whatever the fuck he's trying to do, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, obviously, being rich and famous is very glamorous, but to actually experience all the just ugly part of it, has it made you not want to pursue? You know, the fame on any level anymore?
I mean, I never was like pursuing fame. I just kind of like if it came, like I will take the opportunity. But it's not like I'm not like out here like pounding the pavement trying to like see where the next gig is. I'm just kind of like, I mean, things come.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's such a fucking healthy perspective. I know you're kind of in a place where you're like, should I be doing more? But it's like, I feel like that's a very real because I mean, okay, so you could look at it two ways. One, should you have capitalized on being right off the show and all that stuff? But that's going to come with other baggage.
Yeah. A lot of other people like have YouTube channels and they're really like out
here. It's
a
lot of work.
Yeah. I just can't. And I'm really like, people are going to watch this and people are just like, they don't care. Like a lot of things like people just like don't care about. The next season's going to come out and like, how are you going to, I mean, this is me negatively thinking. Like people, they have like followers and things like that. But I'm just like, no one cares about a day in my life. You know, people think my friends are like, yes, they do. Like you have people that like you. And I'm just like,
yeah, real talk though. I follow you and I'm all like, she's delightful.
I know, but I'm just like, it's just not that cool.
I think she's great. Like,
yeah,
you know,
she's great.
I don't follow you. And I don't follow people who are like famous off a show, kind of thing like that.
Yeah,
I really think that their personalities are good, but I can see how it's miserable because I mean, I say this ironically as I'm trying to like do like a little podcasty thing, and I grapple with it all the time. I'm like, I don't even want to really fucking do it, but I also want to do it, and so I kind of get it on my very small level.
You get it. You're like even like you're like starting out, and I'm just like I can't post a video and have it get 10 views. Like I just can't do it. Like I would just feel so dumb, and it's not dumb. Like you have to start somewhere, but I'm just
you have to keep going. You have to keep
going, and that's especially with YouTube. Like I can't have a full-time job. Like there's no way. But then you're not getting paid for it. I don't know. It's just like it's a web. But then
it's like a reverse paparazzi, right? So before they used to chase you and you wouldn't have to worry about it. You would just live your life. But now you actually have to be your own paparazzi and taking care of your life and doing all the things.
And put yourself out there.
So now it's actually kind of worse because people did care when they were catching you in weird, funny acts. But now, now you're the one who has to be like, okay.
Well, if you want to control your story.
Now you control your story. So
but
the upside is,
there's work to be done to actually create that story.
Weird,
but you make money off it if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a job. It's just, is it a job that contributes something that you actually want to contribute to? And that's what you may or may not be learning is this how you want to contribute to?
If I knew it would work, I would do it. But it's a lot of build up and a lot of time, and you have no income coming in, and you never know. Like when I first came off the show, I was getting so many deals, but it starts to fade, and you never know when the next one's going to come. You never know where your next paycheck's coming from. When the paychecks came, they were great, but you never know when it's going to happen again.
Welcome in that world.
Yeah, exactly. Freelance.
It fucking sucks.
And I just.
But then sometimes it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's worth it when it's worth it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get really cool gigs and you're like, wow, that was really fun. That was a really cool product for you.
Yeah.
But other times you're just like, what am I doing? I mean, I was doing fitness videos the other day and I was like, well, this is cool, I guess. I mean, I feel really intimidated by the fact that I'm never going to be able to do it.
Right, but that's another added layer to it. It's like it's a freelance type thing, but it's hinging on your looks, your personality. Anything you say and do can be taken out of context and just cycled over and over again, as we were just talking about with the John Mayer thing.
Yeah.
And that could lead somebody, like, if you're ruthless in it and you know what you want and you're like, I will pursue it at all costs, great.
Do you want to know what the perks are of being one of Mallory's really good friends?
That's really that's the sweet spot right there. I thought you were about to say something.
There has been a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, Mallory's got us into a lot of events. And I don't know if you watch either of our Instagram stories, but they pop off.
I watch both of y'all's stories, and because I watch them so often, Instagram shows them to me as soon as you guys post them, and next to each other. So I see yours, and then I see
and they're
Mallory's
identical.
reposted the one that you just did, and I watch it all the way to the end. I'm trying to give y'all good numbers, so I'm going to watch it all the way to the end. I'm not going to tap through and skip through the actual story that you've crafted for
this
me.
Marketing girl with all
watch.
the numbers.
I get it. I'm trying to help y'all out. I'll
It's
like
kind
your
of funny.
shit.
You know, if you watch Mallory's story, I'll be in there often. But if you watch my story, it's just Mallory. You know, like, it's not really each of us on our own. I mean, sometimes we take
I
photos
feel like
for
you
each other.
post more. I feel like I've noticed Mallory's been in a little bit of a funk. She reposts
hasn't
other
posted
people's
as much.
stuff.
Yeah, she's been off there.
And I posted the other day.
Your audience has taken notice, Mallory. Are you okay?
Someone else said that too the other day, that they noticed that I don't post as much. But when I was in Seattle and before I went on the show, I feel like now that I went on the show, I'm just like, I don't want anybody to see me. I just am very like shy. But before I went on the show and I was living in Seattle, I just had a normal life, whatever. I was like literally blacking out. My Instagram stories were out of control. And people were messaging me being like, I didn't want to say anything to you this weekend, but your Instagram stories get a little crazy. And I'm like,
are you okay? Are you still alive?
Literally. And someone's like, people will message me like, oh my God, keep going. Like, one time I was hanging out with this guy, I was blacked out. Like, I was just video recording. I was just like on a bike in Seattle. Like, I was so drunk, and people were like, oh my God, it was like I was there. Like, I loved watching it. But that to me is so, so, so embarrassing and so undateable and so undesirable. And I made it my New Year's resolution from 2019 to make my Instagram story. It's just.
That's just some grown ass shit. That's all, Mallory. That's okay.
But they were, I mean, but then people notice, they're like, why aren't you posting Instagram anymore? Right. And I'm like, because literally no one wants to date a girl who's blacked out every weekend. I mean, maybe I still am, but I won't make it as obvious.
That'll be on my own time.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yes, Michael.
No. So
He's like, can we bring it back?
No. I'm kind of getting the gist here. You use a lot of apps, and you're all over the board with all the different apps.
Yeah.
Can't find anything organic.
Yeah.
Go to a lot of.
I think she finds that they're just not working out.
Well, no, not often. It sounds like.
Not that.
No, I know,
sounds like it's
Dani.
more
I feel like it sounds like you do, but they're just not necessarily panning out.
Maybe she's not considering them prospects when she's talking to whoever she's talking to until it's actually something she's dedicated that space in her mind to do.
Maybe we let her
moment.
answer.
There's just not a lot of like, when we go out, Mallory, I'm looking at you. There's not a lot of hotties. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, you're looking for tall hotties.
I am looking for, like,
Yeah.
I have a specific.
Yeah. So
that I'm
you've already
going
got it
after.
cut out. Like, it's tough.
It's a hard life out there.
Yeah.
For me.
I'm not as picky as Dani with looks.
With looks, really?
Yeah.
True.
What about height?
Yeah, no.
she doesn't care.
I'm not picky.
Yeah.
With looks, yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. You want personality. You want someone who's like driven and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and I like guys that are more like just like normal, like not like pretty boy, like a guy looks
You like creative and like
kind of grungy.
Grungy.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Which isn't
Ooh, but that's tough
Makes
too.
sense.
she
From
doesn't
Seattle, right?
like clean cut. Like I'm all about the clean cut.
Yeah.
You want a chiseled, muscular football something.
That'd be
Tall.
nice, but
I mean, that would be nice.
Would be-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Huge fan. Career driven, tall.
Ideally, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that's
yeah.
you know there's variants.
Do you know
there's-
anyone?
No,
You're a new person to this, so this is fun.
sound guy. You don't want sound
Look at him.
people.
Does he?
Let me
What
tell
do
you.
you think?
He's like
I love me,
She
but
would be more likely to find someone in his
in his like circle.
of
Yeah.
creative.
He's freelancing.
I'll
He's, like,
think. I'll
really
think.
good.
I'll think.
Yeah.
All right.
Eh,
All right.
I'm thinking, but the ones that come to mind, I'm like, married, kid.
Yeah,
That's the
not
thing.
gonna
We're in a
work.
different. Sorry, we're in a different age bracket, so it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Being in my own age bracket, I'm like, dang. I look at my friends and everybody's all on their second child and married. you know.
Well, and again, a lot of my people are they're freelancers. My biggest community is sound people, and I'm not trying to. You don't want to sound people.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm trying to date.
Speaking as a sound person, I'm grateful. My girlfriend keeps me around, but you don't want a sound person.
Got you. All right. Well,
yeah.
You don't want. It's not that you don't want a sound person. You don't want necessarily a freelancer in film unless they're far along in their career.
Yeah.
You want a producer.
Yeah, that's what you want. Shit, I want to produce.
I am. Oh God.
What?
I guess. I mean, this is probably going to be long gone by the time this airs.
With that attitude,
I am seeing a TV executive person.
There you go.
Yeah. He's too much character for me.
He's got too much character.
Yeah.
God, we can't win with Dani.
What's too much character? Describe too much character.
How do I put this?
Gently.
I know. Like,
you don't have to tell him we did
gently,
this.
the way you're holding your good trouble glass.
Honestly, really good guy. Really sweet. Really sincere. Just one of those guys that you talk to them, they're like, how's your day? And they're like, yeah, good day. And you're like, oh, can you please tone it down 5 notches? Like, did you just do 17 bags of cocaine?
Oh, yeah. Be yourself. Calm down. Stop performing.
Putting on a show,
Yeah.
What if you said that to him? Be like, listen, you are enough.
Oh my God, Tina.
Just
you. I think he would go, what do you mean? Because I think that is him.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
I would have to see it.
Oh my God.
But I feel like 9 times out of 10, that's performative. He's giving you what he thinks you want to see, or maybe he is coked out of his mind.
So no, we're gonna go. This is kind of G-rated. I have stayed over there, and the next morning he has that much energy.
Yeah,
it's a thing. So
but you guys are just starting out. I don't know. He's just starting out.
Like 3 days.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know you, and I'm trying to deduce what it is you're all about.
3 dates could still be in a realm where he's putting on a little bit of a facade to try to like.
Yeah, and is he much older than you?
He is.
No, he's like 30. That's
okay.
Like a couple years
okay.
older.
I was gonna say if he was older, maybe he's trying to give you like he's trying to act young the way he thinks. No.
No, I think this is just him and his personality. By the way, it's his birthday today. Like, I don't know if I should be talking shit.
Random guy.
We can cut out whatever we want. We can edit out whatever we want.
Also, it won't be his birthday when this airs.
It's true.
Yeah. And like you said, you already manifested the failure of this, so you said this is probably not going to work out.
Yeah, so he won't even be around when this airs.
What I did was I went, and he's tall, like he's 6'3".
Oh, so that's why he's still around.
Career driven.
Could you imagine if you just dated somebody who was like the same height as you?
No, that wouldn't happen to me. Like, it just wouldn't.
It's one of those things where it's like we all are so tight on our criteria.
Yeah.
That maybe just like turn the dial on a little bit or something, and then you never know.
Well, and that's what I'm doing, right? After date 1, I was like, probably never going to talk to him again. And then I was like, you know what? No, like he has a lot of your boxes. Give it some time. So I'm giving it some time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of working, in the sense of I'm still talking to him. I honestly think he's a really great guy. It bothers me in the sense of like date 2, I sat down and we had, I don't know, like 4 or 5 glasses of wine. And
it helps.
It really helps. But like I sat there being like, this is such a great conversation. I feel like this is a friendship. That's where it got weird. But then when I went back to his place later that night and we started like hooking up, I was like, whoa, this is not a friendship.
Oh, wait.
Like really good.
Okay, good.
And I was like, wow. It just like made me think differently of him.
Okay.
But the character thing, I just can't get over.
That's a good basis to start though, right? You could have a good friendship, you could have a good conversation, and he puts out in a way that you like.
Yeah, I'm just used to leaving a first date. And by the way, I don't go on a lot of dates. Like I'll go out with you if I really feel like you're kind of like an alpha and I feel like I'm going to chase you in the sense, which is awful. I probably shouldn't be thinking this way, but like that's what I'm attracted to. And when I went out with him, I was kind of like, this doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just not used to chasing, to not feeling like, God, I could be obsessed with you. Like that kind of sounds weird, but like.
Living in the modern world, girl.
Yeah.
Well,
she's like, I don't like it.
You're used to
some people want it, some people don't.
You're used to the energy, being like not reciprocated, but just like a little bit like weighted unfairly in your
kind of.
It's like because that push
Isn't
and
that
pull.
awful?
No, not necessarily. I mean,
we're
so long
conditioned to like the certain things we're wired to like. And so if you like that sort of flow, or if you're conditioned to like that flow, you can rewire yourself, but it takes some time. So like, if that's the thing that gets you going, then that's what gets you going.
But that's what you're doing though. So you're like, I know this is what I normally don't like.
Right. And so I'm trying
or
to
like I normally would leave at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing that I usually like is not there.
Yeah.
But at least the sex is good.
I haven't had sex yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what it sounded like.
Sorry,
We've done other things. We've done other things.
But it was good though.
Yeah. Like you could tell he would know what he would be doing.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. Good shit.
So, okay, good. This is an experiment. I'm going to keep tabs on this.
Yeah. We'll come back to that later.
So we can go back to what you're trying to do as far as like figuring out what you're about. Because I feel like when you're in that headspace where you don't know what the fuck you're doing and if it's a good decision, like whatever it is you are doing, like it's hard to then meet people because you have to clear that out of the way before you can actually like put your attention and energy into somebody.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
not really trying to meet people.
And I think that's what you need to talk about is like where your head's at, like how you date, basically.
I am like comfortable where I'm at. Like I have a job, I have friends, I'm active, I'm social, I talk to people, but I'm not really trying to meeting a boy just isn't top of my priority right now because I have boys that I talk to that I like. Granted, they don't treat me the way they should.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
There it is.
But
I understand.
they give me enough to where I'm like, they do like me.
But you deserve more.
I do.
And I'm saying this to myself also.
Because I had one guy treat me really, really well. Like, I was like, wow, he literally is going to ask me to be his girlfriend. And then it kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
But he still talks to me, texts me today, texts me all the time. But it's like, why are you texting me for 2 weeks straight and you're not asking me on a date? When we first started talking, I saw you like 4 times in a week.
Yeah.
And but you still text me every day.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Is he in a good place?
From what I know.
Yeah.
I would say, what does he do? But what does he do?
You don't have to like
generally,
just generally like
he works for like a major company.
Okay, so he's like in a good kind of financial place and like
yeah. And we met because I
would just say he's kind of, not really, but like in the entertainment business. Like that's like generally that's kind of like what a lot of people do in LA, but like
but if you're in more production side, then you have ebbs and flows where you're able to be more social and other times where you're just gone for weeks.
He's a kid in a candy shop, all right? There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we met through a really strong mutual friend. Like one of my best friends is one of his relatives.
Do you just text or do you call?
No, I mean, no, we don't call, but I don't know. I don't know who does. Is that a thing?
Normal people call.
No, okay, wait.
I don't think so.
Stop. That's ageist. It's ageist.
People who want to have relationships call. People who just want to fuck around text.
No, that's not a thing.
I don't think that's a thing.
Oh.
That can be a thing if you want to make it a thing, but in this day and age, it's really like
That's why really I don't date well then, because I don't play that text game thing.
If a guy, I did have a guy call me to try and ask me on a date, and I'm like, why are you calling me? This is weird.
It's weird to hear someone's voice?
Yeah,
it depends
I think calling is weird.
You guys want connections, but you don't want to make connections.
Wait,
so that's
stop.
Weird to
calling
me.
is almost intimate right off the bat.
I was going to say, so calling is like, you want my time.
Text didn't exist before.
Right, but you're talking to people who are in their 20s right now. Yeah. Okay? Like let's not be yes, because I'm a texter, but I also appreciate a good phone call. But here's where it is. It's like, you need to earn my time. I'm not going to talk to you on the phone if you're not on that level. I'd rather check, like, I'll respond to you when I have a moment. But like, I have a very small list of people that I'm very deeply connected with who do have my attention on the phone. So it's like this idea of like, you know, because I used to work with people of a certain mindset who definitely wanted to call and have my time all the time. It's like, no, you can get a hold of me how it's like at the level that's appropriate. Like just because, like we prize the phone call over text because we resist new modes of communication and as technology like gets more sophisticated, whatever, we resist the new shit.
Yeah.
No, but I just think text is absolutely impersonal.
It is, but
And
not
it's
everybody earns that.
inefficient. It's absolutely inefficient.
I disagree. I think a phone call is inefficient because a lot of times you don't have all the points that I've made that I need you to know. And like, this is a written record. We can refer to it and all that. But it just depends on what we're talking about. If you're talking about somebody you've been dating for a while and you can't talk on the phone with them, yeah.
Okay, that's that's
different.
fine.
That's different.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's my filter then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of my filters, because if you are so adamant about not being on a phone, you're just off.
If I'm dating someone, I definitely will call them.
Yeah.
If you give me your number, I'm going to call you. If I have to text you and play a text game, then it becomes too much of a text and waiting game. Just let's figure it out.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, that's called being personal. That's called connecting. You talk about these inabilities to have organic connections, but you're not giving yourself the capacity to make organic connections because you're doing just apps or you're doing just text. You're dividing yourself away from people by using technology to make yourself more distant in a world that's already so distant because of technology. Yes, it connects us, but it also distances us. And I just feel like that's what it is.
You're triggered by the whole texting thing. They just said they do talk on the phone if you've achieved that level of status with their time.
I honestly don't know if I've ever had a guy straight off the bat give me a phone call.
But if you're excited about him,
I'll answer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll sit here and I'll freak out for 5 minutes and I'll be like, why is he calling me? What's going on? And then I'll be like, hello, this is Dani.
Well, that's normal. I mean, that was normal even before text.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
pre-text.
It's economy of time. It's like my time is valuable
but like
to me.
we didn't exist pre-text.
There it is.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
I remember
You
when I got
always
my
text.
phone in like 7th grade, 6th grade, whenever it was.
Okay, so
and
you
it was
never
like
even had
texting.
people come over or just call and be like, "Hey, is
We had
Dani
like
home?"
home phone numbers when I was in like elementary school, you
Yeah.
know, where we were calling our best friends.
Yeah. That's as far as I got with calling someone to hang out.
And then we got phones and it was like we texted 24/7.
Yeah.
There was a time.
I guess it's just a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
like,
different
we can't
era.
be careful about just being super ageist. I mean, this is just the reality of how people communicate.
It's not about being ageist. It's
Yes,
about
it is.
it is about connections, and it is about the different ways of connecting. And I think that if one gives a chance to the other side of it, you actually will find more meaningful connections.
Someone has to earn us, like that's the new era.
There's a level of intimacy when it comes to a phone call.
Well, we started this conversation
And I
talking
felt that
about 6 or 7 years ago,
talking
about
come up.
how like people in LA are they value their time and they're not going to want to waste it. So it's sort of the same thing. It's just like kind of modern demands of our attention. You're going to have to get to a point where you earn me stopping everything I'm doing to focus on you. And if it's somebody that you're actually interested in, then hell yeah. But if it's somebody you're like tepid about, it might take some time to get there. That's all. Mallory's very reserved.
She is.
She's a private person.
It's not fair because I'm over here like, let me just like throw my whole entire
But that's
life
you.
out there.
That's you though. And it's just, I feel like this is just like us talking. We do this all the time. Just give us a little bit and we'll be in tears also.
Yeah. 3 hours later.
Yeah.
You're right. Mallory is reserved, but she's like not, like, and so I think I'm like pushing her buttons just to see.
You're trying to get something out of her. Yeah.
I don't think anything's really going to come out of. Woo.
I would say I used to be not as reserved after going on the show. Yeah. I'm off and I feel like I am like.
Is it a scared to say something that you shouldn't?
No, yes.
Well, could you imagine for 1 second, like we'll go back to the John Mayer thing, not because it's but just like that experience.
Well, I don't think you know this, but I picked her up from the airport.
Yeah.
Right after.
Fresh off the island.
She straight up, she doesn't. There's a lot. Like there's a lot going on.
How long is that flight, by the way?
11 hours.
Fiji to LAX, you flew?
11 hours nonstop.
Okay.
So she's supposed to go all the way home. She has a layover in LA, and I don't even hear from her really. Like straight up, she hasn't had her phone in months.
Yeah.
And
but she's done, and now you've got to scoop her up.
I watched it. I watched it live.
The show was live.
The show was live. Yeah.
Oh God.
So I see her get off. I had texted her mom, I think, and
people are texting Crystal, asking what's up.
Good old Crystal Santic.
shout out to Crystal.
I know her, and then you watch her go through the show, and you know that there is feelings and non-feelings, and just like you don't know how your friend's going to feel when she gets off of that. And you need to be kind of like sensitive about that. So you're like, hey, is she home? Like, because you don't know if she gets her phone back and she's like, I have 50,000 text messages. I need to put this in my back pocket. Or if she's like,
or your phone gets stolen.
Or your friend doesn't even make it off the island. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, she could be there for months for all I know. Next thing, I don't even know if I got a text from you when you got off the show. Like, maybe one text or something being like, I'm going home or something. Next thing I know, I almost want to say it was a phone call. No, it was definitely a text message.
Yeah.
She goes, landed in LAX. Should I cancel my flight to Portland?
Not even. Because I didn't book it. I'm just like, should I stay?
Yeah, should I stay? Yeah.
It's like she wanted you to tell her to stay.
I was just like, what's up? And I knew coming off there'd be opportunity for me in LA. Once I was in LA, I was there because I was also doing press. Right. Like, if I would have gone home to Portland, I wouldn't have been able to do the Entertainment Tonight show.
Right. You had obligations.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah. I was initially going to be there for 1 day. Then I was going to be for 3 days. And then I ended up staying for a week because things just kept popping up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the week, I was definitely ready to be home because I was just like emotionally drained.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. But yeah.
So picked her up from LAX. And I don't know. Like, there's just a lot. There's a lot, right? That goes into like having a TV show. And anyways, what do? We go out and party because that's what we know how to do best.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
feelings, numb them.
Yeah. Fuck you.
What? We all do that in different ways.
I want to say we're like numbing feelings. We're just having fun. We're having fun.
Listen, no judgment.
This is what we do on the weekends.
Yeah, I get it. I was once there.
I've never drank because I've been like, I'm so depressed. I need a glass of wine. I've never done that. Like, I literally enjoy like drinking with my friends and being drunk and partying. I just think it's so fun. Yeah.
It's a great time.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving you guys a hard time. But so you guys go out.
You have no idea. We go out day.
And everybody's like,
one.
Whoa,
yes. You have no idea how many people came up to us and was like, are you from the show? Like, wait, I saw you last episode.
I didn't even realize it was live. That's trippy for people.
Yeah.
So like for me coming off and then people see me like within 2 days are like they were like, oh my God. Like, it's actually her.
What's it like for you? Did you have fun with it? Or were you like, this is a lot?
I didn't know what it was going to be like in the beginning. Yes, I thought it was really fun. When it happened to me just on Sunday at Waterfront, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm almost a little uncomfortable. I don't know why though.
Do you think if you were in a different place where if you were like doing what you think you should be doing, having come off the show, then you would be receiving it differently?
Maybe. I might be like, oh yeah, like this is like my life. But I'm just kind of like, I'm more 75% now just a normal human being. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's like, don't look at me too closely.
Yeah.
See what's happening.
They're like, did you find love? And I'm like, no, still single. I'm like, no.
You saw the show?
Yeah. But I think when you see someone go on a show, no matter what the outcome is for them, you automatically, at least for me, you think they're going to come off the show and they're going to have a bunch of DMs. People are going to love them. Their life is going to be amazing. Like, they're going to have all these fans, all this opportunity, and they're going to make it look that way. But realistically, dating for me has been worse.
Yeah.
And it's not the life that people like. I don't know. Like, what would you think if someone went on like, you think people coming off TV shows that they probably have like people all over do DMs?
I would imagine you do get a lot of DMs, but like the dredges of humanity, like you don't want those people.
Yeah. I was think like if I was talking to a guy who went on a TV show and had even 50,000 followers, I'd be like, oh my God, he probably talks to lots of girls.
Oh, I see. What you're
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and people probably think that about me. And I'm over here like, I'm just trying to get one of these two guys to take me on a date. Like, yeah. You know, and then I'm like, and then it starts eating at your self-esteem and you're like, what's going on? And then it's a rabbit hole.
Right. And so now you have to put in more of the work to be able to be seen by people because like they think you've got all this attention and that you know, that they don't stand a chance, but they don't know you're interested. And so now you have to be the one to say like, hey, the door's open, guys.
Yeah, but then like I think the guys do think, I think they do know, at least one of them definitely knows that I'm interested, and it's just like doesn't want it. I mean, he does, but not in the sense that I do.
Yeah, but I feel like that specifically, when the guy or the other person doesn't want what you want, it's just,
that's what my friend said. She's like, if you're not she's like, you guys can be so infatuated with each other, but if you don't have the same end goal, it's never gonna work out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be tough. You'd have to really, 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 really like each other to overcome that stuff.
Yeah, but then it's like, why doesn't he really, really like me? It's been almost a year.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if it's been almost a year, he doesn't. It's like he likes you a little bit, but not all. Like, but sometimes it's them too. They're in a place where they don't know what they even want.
Yeah,
you know.
Huge.
Definitely.
So that's the shitty part, and then we take that, we internalize it, and make it about us. And like what we, and it's just like
I would say more times it's probably about them.
That's what people say, but it's really hard to not take it personally, especially with this other guy who was.
Telling you from my perspective, being a male, it's more about me often than it is about anybody I'm trying to
Would
see.
you take a girl on 4 dates in a week and then just kind of still talk like then what?
If I took a girl on 4 dates in a week and I made the initiative?
Yeah.
And
like
then,
heavy.
And then what? Then I fell off?
And then he texted me for 2 weeks after, but it was never like, he never made a plan. He still texts me, but there's just never a plan. Or the plan is, are you going out this weekend? Like, let's meet up. And it's like, I liked you better when you asked me out to dinner.
And I feel like he really likes his job too. Like, that's like the hard thing is like for me, like when I'm in a place like that, if I'm in a bad place, it's because I'm not happy with my job and then I can't date. But this guy was happy in his job.
Yeah.
4 dates. And then he asks if you want to go out and meet up on the weekend rather than a date. I mean...
No, I can take a hint, but it's like
no,
what?
I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I just feel like maybe he wants to see if it can also get into a more like he doesn't have to spoil you every time kind of thing, more of a relaxed mode too.
Does he know what you
I mean,
want?
I know 4 dates is early, but 4 dates isn't early either.
That's not. I just asked her, does he know what you want? And she just shook her head.
I don't tell guys I want to date you.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a very delicate.
And then going back to the game thing, once you tell them that, and we don't really play games, but like it is a thing. Like when you tell a guy you want to date them, all of a sudden they're like, gotta go by.
Because, it's more like so that's the fear that keeps you from saying that, right? Yeah. Like
with this guy, we went on 4 dates. The first 3 dates, I was like, I don't know if I'm like, you're great. I don't know if you're for me. Like, I do really like you, but like, I don't know. 4th date, I was like, okay, you know what? I do like you. I am ready. I would like to date you. And then that's when it all fell apart. It's like I didn't even tell my friends about it. Like the first 2 dates, I kind of like kept it like more to myself. 3rd date, I'm like, I don't know. 4th date, I'm like, okay, they see me texting this guy all the time. Like we're definitely like, we're hanging out all the time. And like,
they know.
Yeah. And then once it was like public, it all went downhill. And I'm like, now I look like an idiot.
Like you definitely shouldn't feel like you
no,
I know the feeling, but it's like it's real, and I'm saying this to myself as much as anybody, but you definitely should voice what it is that you want so that they know how to operate. If they're not in the same place, then they don't waste your time, or they let you know where they're at, so there's no like.
But how do you have that conversation so early on?
You just be direct.
Well, you be direct, but also I can see where there's an opportunity. I mean, obviously you can't, just like you were saying earlier about how guys just spill their guts everywhere. And sometimes that's just like, it's just too tone deaf.
Too much.
It's too tone deaf. It's like, this is not the time. It's like you find the opportunity, but you should have it in your mind as an objective. Hey, and to tell them, hey, like I'm dating to look for.
You know what? No, fuck this shit. I want to see all of my friends go on dates, and I want to see the conversations they have. Because I actually the last couple of dates I've been on has been like the first and second date, this is what I want. And like and I kind of find that hot. Yeah.
Wait, they say that or you say that?
They say that.
Right, because you were
I'm
making that
respective.
point. You made that point earlier. Yeah.
And like it makes me feel like I'm dating a man, you know, but like I've gone on a date where he's like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Here's the aspects of what I want in my future wife. And then I've gone on a date where he's like, this is what I want, but like also don't tell me if we want to have kids on date 1, because why would we get that intimate too fast, you know? And I'm like, for sure, thank you. But also like I respect both ways.
Yeah. I mean, you respect the fact that they even want to be that honest. That's great.
Yeah, like straight up front, because you're not wasting my time.
Right. But but just like with anything, there's a certain way you do things, and if you do it kind of like tackly or just poorly, it just comes off. But the intent of telling you where they're at is good. It's just like maybe the way they say it or how they do it.
They don't have to mention kids or anything. They could just be like, this is what I'm looking for in general. And then a few dates later, you can be like, okay, this is going well. Do you want the same things? Or maybe months later. I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, I don't really give it more than like 3 or 4 dates.
Okay.
Like, honestly, like, that's where you kind of, like, for me anyways, I don't know about you guys, but like.
So these are proper
speaking?
dates, and I don't.
Or you mean like when there's a certain, like, what do you mean?
Generally speaking, it's like probably 3 dates where it's either like, yes, we continue talking, or no.
And are these like go out to dinner, or are these like just casual meetup, hangout
Both.
Dates? Okay.
So
it's
I'm
all
not
over
picky.
the board.
Yeah, it's all over the board. Like, we could go.
So a date could consist
hang out
of just,
somewhere.
just
it
a cup
could do
of coffee
anything.
or something simple.
But really, like, I would love to see how my peers date. Like, how fucking awesome would that be?
I think you would find that it's very similar to what you're doing.
I mean, probably, but like, you never know.
Right. There may be like weird stuff, but I feel like generally we all kind of have the same
fucking conversations, right? Like, do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? Do you have like a fucking mom? Like, yeah, of course.
I think you'd be delighted in maybe like the like how similar it is. Do you know what I mean?
But there is like little things, like, right? Like, you always wonder, do I talk too much? Do I talk not enough? Like, am I sitting there like being like, oh, okay, like, is the other person leading the conversation? I don't know. There's like little things like, do I come off funny? You think about these things. Sure. Girls probably think about them more than guys, but
guys think about them too.
Oh yeah.
I'll just say
like,
it. People think about it. People think about it. At the end of the day, if you are being too funny or too whatever, that's their problem, not yours. So just as long as you feel like you're being authentic and you're not too performative, so that you can kind of maintain like that, like that you're presenting a genuine front.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's you're gonna see a lot of awkwardness from all your friends.
Yeah,
if
I just want better
conversation
TV.
Feels natural, then that's a good date. If I feel like if it's a conversation feels anything but, and you have to perform or push or feel awkward or silent in an awkward way, then that's usually pretty good signs, right?
Oh wait, no, tell me if you've had this experience.
Oh yes, I'm so excited.
Where you are good at holding a conversation just like the person upstairs.
Yeah.
Right now. And they think that they're hitting it off, but you're just performing. Like performing not extra, you're just being a good listener, a good conversationalist, engaging the person because you've agreed to spend time with them but they think that you're interested and that you're vibing, but really you are just being courteous. Have you had that experience?
I don't know that I necessarily understand what you're saying, but I will say
you're not interested in the guy, but you're good at having a conversation. And now they think you're interested, and now you're in this situation.
I could
and you're
see
just like,
Tina
oh,
doing this.
This is my life.
You're good at conversation, Tina.
I like talking to people, and I like asking a lot of questions. And if I like you, I'm actually more likely to be closed off, or not closed off necessarily, but definitely not like I'm extra touchy to people when I'm not interested.
Oh yeah, that's definitely giving off the wrong vibe.
Yeah,
I know because I'm like there's nothing here. I'm like there's nothing here. I'm not scared.
Like, it's cool. Yeah,
I'm like I'm not scared. I have no fear in this situation. I'm gonna grab your knee because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like
you've already friend zoned them in your head.
I'm friend zoned in my head, and I'm like that like really like fun aunt. I'm like yeah, you know what I mean? Like just really like friendly and shit.
Oh, I'm so not touchy.
Okay, well, I'm touchy, but I'm not saying I always do that.
I'm a listener.
But yeah, you show interest. You ask questions, all this stuff.
And I do.
And now you're in a situation where you're like, okay, they think that this is the way of chemistry and shit. And like, meanwhile.
It's kind of what happened to me with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, there was how do you say this? There was conversation chemistry where we were really like getting into like the deep shit. It felt good. It felt like a deep friendship. It felt like we were connecting on a level, but we're sitting over here like you're over there and I'm over here. I mean, I'm going away from the mic, but like,
you weren't sexually turned on by him because of his over the topness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry again, sir. I don't know you, and I'm not trying to ruin your whatever you've got going on with Dani. She's a great gal. We're just trying to just process.
I've had that before, where you sit there, you have a conversation, you think this is never going to get to a sexual realm. This is such great conversation that I feel like this just lives here, and this is where it needs to live.
Yeah.
And then you get to that moment later, and you're like, maybe for you it was good, but in my experience, it was like, did we even need to go to that level? Because I feel like I would have garnished a good friend, but as a result of participating in anything sexual or intimate in any way, I've now got neither.
I almost feel like we're at this, and who knows if I'm right here. I almost feel like we're at this stage, maybe I'm at a stage, and I'm definitely not, where like I have enough friends. Like I'm not here to sit here and have a friendship.
I hear you. I was gonna say the same thing where it's like
You can never have too many friends in LA.
I'm not shitting
No.
on
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on like making connection with people. That's important. But
Fuck
it's
yeah,
like,
that's how you get up.
I feel full, like I feel rich with that.
Yes.
And it's like what I need is a fucking companion.
Yeah.
A relationship.
Yeah.
And while, sir, you are very nice and we're having a deep conversation, but we'll see. I still like what you're doing with that
Dick game
situation.
could be strong.
What?
Dick game could be strong.
That's what I thought you said. I just want to make sure that's what you said. Dick game could be strong. It's that could.
Yeah.
That's keeping you in the game.
And probably is. So, like, let's not get that wrong.
Let's keep manifesting positive
But,
outcomes.
like, still, we have those, like, could I be around you for the rest of my life? Is this...
Okay, don't. Sorry again, sir. I'm sorry that we're doing this on the mic, but, we just have to because this is my show and I've asked you to do this, so it's my fault. Just blame me. Don't think too far ahead.
Oh, no. See, that's how
what
I date. I date to marry.
I know. But it's like one of these things. It's like a double-edged. You definitely have to have an objective because then, you need to know what the end game is, right?
Yeah.
So that way both of you are, if you're both trying to find a relationship, at least you're going to put forth the appropriate amount of effort to get there if it's going to work out with that person.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same token, you also can't get too far ahead because then you won't allow the growth to happen. And again, I'm talking to myself as much as anybody else. Mm-hmm. You don't allow for that growth to happen to reach that potential. You shut it off before, right? Because you're just like looking for but there's no one signpost that says like, okay, now this is it. You never know, right? So if you are constantly evaluating every action he does and every interaction you guys have,
You have to fucking meet
and
him.
measure, I'm sure, to be honest. Again, sir, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that we're doing
No, but this is a good general too.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
This isn't just about.
I know, but we're just putting stuff.
Well, in majority of the time, we're just, me, are just waiting around for Mr. Perfect to walk around the corner.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Is that you want to have that.
I don't have a lot of boxes. There's only like 4.
You should never apologize for your boxes. You have your boxes and those are your boxes.
Thank you.
And you know how many you have, so you know the challenges ahead.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But just know that. Just know that it's going to be fucking tough to get all the boxes checked.
I'm aware.
I feel like you go on a lot of, like, not you, but like anybody, you go, like people who, I can't talk. People will go on a lot of dates and the first date might be good, but you'll always have those first dates that there were fireworks.
Yeah.
And you're like, the guy that I am with, I feel like this should be one of those fireworks dates. And those don't happen. For me, they happen once or twice a year.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah. And honestly,
And those are the guys that stick around in my head. The other guys, I'm like, it was a good date, but I know what it could be and it's not that. So I'm going to dismiss you. And that's hard.
Yeah. And the bummer about the fireworks dates is that sometimes that's all that is.
You blow the load too fast.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that those couldn't end up being these amazing affairs or into relationships, but like if that's the only measure, it's going to be tough because sometimes that fizzles out really hard.
Yeah, you'd rather have a spark and a slow grow than a firework day. I
would rather have a
firework day, and it continues to be fireworks.
Yes.
Firework
But again, that's totally valid.
You know what? That is your husband. That is a 1 in a million.
It is for some people, and that's amazing for them. Good for them.
I see a lot of people be like, from the day I met you, I knew you were my soulmate. And I literally have met a person, and I've literally it's from the day I met you, like you have been like so special.
Have they felt the same way about you though?
No, I can't give an answer to that.
Oh,
you would have to hear it from them.
Right. But if it's a question, well, I mean,
no, you're right. If they felt the same way, we would be dating right now. But do we still talk all the time? Yes.
Right.
Are we dating? No.
And I'm not saying that if you're not feeling it now, it's not ever going to be in the cards. Maybe that person needs to get to that point, and then stuff happens. It's just like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that there's so many factors that come into play, and while it is amazing to have fireworks and like heat and passion for this one person, there's going to be ebbs and flows, and
there needs to be the right time at the same time.
So many things.
You have
so
to be
many
in
things.
the right place at the same time.
So many things. Yeah.
It's so hard to do that.
And then on top of it,
a lot
it's
of
also a
growth.
choice. It's also a choice that both of you have had to make in order to continue adding fuel to that fire, right? Because it's not sustainable. I mean, we're all at a place where we're in early stages of relationships that, you know, like we're not 10 years, 15 years down the line in a relationship that's strong. So we don't know what the work is required to get to that point. All we know is at the beginning trying to find that and feed the flame in order to get even close, like remotely close to that.
God, the kindling is so hot. Such a fan.
But my
best
friends who are in sturdy relationships, I talk to them and I'm like, was there ever a moment for you where you had doubt, or was it ever hard? Were you ever crying at the club? And they're like, no, from the moment we met, it was easy and consistent.
Okay. I was gonna say, who the fuck are your friends? No, but that's the truth for some people.
It's true.
Some people.
It's true for some people, but you know, I don't know.
They will have times where they're crying at the club.
Yeah, but in the
that's
beginning
later
stages,
down.
yeah. They're like, I was never
Nearing divorce.
No,
I was never questioning if like it was like we
It's
started
like
dating and it was
months down.
easy.
Yeah. It's not forced.
I'm not trying to make this an age thing, but I feel like you guys wait a couple years and you'll find that your friend groups, maybe there's a bunch more divorces and stuff like
Tina,
that.
go
that
fuck
happens.
Yeah.
No, it happens. I'm there right now. I'm just being honest.
I mean, no, I hear you.
You know, so just I guess the luster of
Bitch, I'm
other
dating
people's
up.
That's great.
No, not dating up. I'm dating older.
Older, yeah, just older. That's not up. That's just older.
I almost
Yeah,
feel
let's
like
just
that's got to be somewhat of a lie too. Like yes, there's generally no doubt, but there are moments where you have those doubts or those moments with yourself that maybe they're not revealing.
Right, they're not being.
But
totally
I mean, in the
forthright.
beginning stages, from the steps of meeting to being boyfriend and girlfriend, you have a girlfriend.
Like to get from A to B.
Were you ever like, oh my god, like she's not texting me back? Oh my god, she doesn't like me, or like
No,
you ever,
we were
That's what I'm
almost
saying.
almost from the get go. We were just connecting.
Yeah.
Example
Yeah.
C.
Yep.
And I
On
also,
our couch.
But you kiss a
for
bunch
the
of
record, I got her on the phone within the first day. So
Stop it with the phone thing. That's not the be all end all. For fuck's sake. No, but
It's not, but we connected
you have
like
to kiss
that.
you have to kiss a lot of frogs though to get to the point where you find it's going to be a
Adding
lot
to
of
my
work.
Hinge profile. Call me before date 1. So I know
call
it's
me
real.
so I know it's real.
Call me. Yes. It's easy to be taken by the luster of other people's relationships when you don't know what's going on. I guess is ultimately what I was trying to say with that. But you will have to kiss a lot of frogs and deal. Some of us just have a harder.
Toads versus frogs.
Some of us will have a harder path to get there.
Few
That's
lizards.
all, you know. But when you do meet somebody, I do agree the point where when you meet somebody and if they're in the right place and they're into it and you're into it, it's going to feel very easy in that first part of it. So you should, if there's too many questions about where you stand with somebody, then that's telling you where you stand with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what's shitty about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just keep at it, gals. That's what I mean.
It's hard. It really eats
hard.
away at you.
It eats away at you?
Yeah.
Of course it does. I just want to make sure I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. And, you know, you have people telling you, you're great. And I think I'm a pretty confident person, but it really, really starts to hit you when you have the consistent pattern with men. And you're like, what am I doing wrong that makes them really like me? And then it just fades out. It's just like, why?
I know that sounds like a bad question, but it's not a bad I'm not saying you're doing something wrong,
Yeah.
but it's not a bad question to question yourself. And my girlfriend actually said this. She's like, because I've talked to a friend recently who I was trying to like cheer up, and she's like, well, maybe there is something she's actually doing, because I realized there was something I was doing or something I was looking for or something, and I switched that. And I personally did the same thing where I was like, okay, I'm chasing the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I took that wire, and it took a lot of taking that wire. I had to like,
Well,
Sure.
and how
And
did you
you
know
have-
what that wire is?
Yeah.
I mean,
It takes a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work. I
Yeah.
did some therapy.
A lot of people recording you on your
different
first dates.
things. Maybe.
do you want to try?
I honestly want you guys to record me.
There's, I mean, you have to look. You look at the patterns. Sometimes you can do it by yourself. Sometimes you need a little outside help.
I really do think you need outside help, because you'll sit here on dates, you'll
Everybody
feel like
does.
you're being genuine, and then it's kind of like, what's
Oh, you mean in the moment?
no? I mean, like, yes, in the moment, but like you could sit here with your friends. We have friends that will go on dates, and you're like, what the fuck were you thinking? But like, other than that, it's hard for you to be like, I was genuine on that date. I was genuine on that date. I was genuine on that date.
Yeah.
And they didn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, and there's also this moment of like when you start to get out there so much that you get to this point where you're feeling a little down, and there's like this in between sense of, I don't want to call it desperation, but there's this want, this need
Desire.
that comes out that is now bigger than the actual need that exists, but that's coming out a little bigger, and that's also seen when you're out there. I know from a guy trying to go out there and date. In my world, if someone sees me as looking like I'm needy, desperate, or wanting something, I am less desirable.
Yeah.
And that's the same on the other end.
And I get that.
Yeah.
But you're also talking to 3 PNW girls who I think are pretty
Pacific Northwest, folks. Let's just
that are pretty good at putting up that wall almost, and so like, even if we are able to break down that wall and have the conversation of being vulnerable, I still don't think that we show that we're needy. Maybe that's just me, but like,
sometimes you might. Sometimes you
maybe
aren't.
you give that off in a way of like,
Here's the thing.
what you don't think are.
Okay, so there's like a double-edged sword here.
It's a conscious and
you determine a lot of what's going to happen to you because of what you put out there, right? And the only thing you have at your control is yourself. So that's where you start. On the flip side of that, it's easy to get into the danger zone of being a little too neurotic and a little overanalyzing yourself so much that you're not present, and then you end up not creating like a very authentic connection or any connection at all, or presenting your best self because you're like evaluating in the moment. So it's like a double-edged sword where you should look at yourself, because that's just what we all have to do. We have to, have personal growth via like analyzing what's going on and what the choices that you make, and be conscious in all your stuff, but at the same time being careful not to overdo it to the point where you're not allowing yourself to be present.
Yeah, and then there's like that sense too of like not overthinking what just happened, right? Like,
yeah,
which is hard.
Oh my
and
god!
Remembering that it's not all on you. There's another person with all of their shit,
and what
maybe
are they
their
thinking?
Shit is all fucked up.
What are they thinking?
Yeah, maybe they're fucked up.
If you're thinking it, they're probably thinking it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yes, they do. They do. They're human. They're weird.
There's a rare few who just aren't aware, and
it would be interesting just to see how other people pick up on you, right? Like, because your friends know you pretty well. You can give. Yeah. I can sit here and go, Mallory, this is what my date was like. This is what happened.
You want to workshop your first dates?
Fuck you. We do. Like, all of us do, right? Like, you sit down and you're like, yo.
No, I mean, like, record them in for your
honestly,
little circle
I
of
kind
friends.
of do, but like, I don't want to know that it's happening.
Right here, Dani, you could stand to fucking stop being a bitch. All right, roll tape. Yeah.
Is there any aspect about dating in LA that we haven't hit that you wanna
there you go
delve into?
Dating in LA.
Yeah, because we've been dancing around it, but
well, Tina addressed the fact that I had a rough year, and I addressed it a little bit, but I didn't like verbally say it a lot. I don't date when I'm not happy. So like, I was here for a solid year when I was not happy. Yes, I did go on a couple dates. Because like, you should go on dates no matter what, kind of deal.
Should you?
Like, okay, if you're going to be unhappy for a year, like, should you go on 0 dates? No. Like, you should like test the waters every couple months. And I did.
Wait, you were unhappy because
I'm only, I'm really happy in my life when I'm very happy where I am in my career.
She's a career-driven gal.
I'm a career-driven gal.
That's just
who I am.
And I feel like that might. I was going to generalize, but that's probably not right.
People are really different. Yeah,
I'm on that page with you.
Yeah, some people are, some people aren't, and like that's totally chill. Like we're all in different paths.
And when you're in a good space, you feel most attractive, and thus you're most
exactly.
magnetic.
Well, you're able to offer more.
Yeah. And it's weird though, because it's like, what are you offering when you're doing good in one form that's over here? Like you're not really offering them anything.
No, but you are comfortable in yourself.
Yeah.
And so you're not distracted. For like being present, right, is really a huge thing. And if you have a lot going on where you're feeling like unstable and there's a lot of question marks in your mind, you're not going to be completely available. mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, even if you want to be, and if you think you are.
That's usually a box for either side, whether you're the female or the male. The box
Right.
is,
Yeah, generally
are
speaking.
you
Yeah.
stable? Are you comfortable? Are you happy
Yeah.
in your career
Desirable.
life?
Yeah.
How's your baseline, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
that's I mean, if you're thinking about marriage or any sort of family building, there's that. If you're just thinking about going and being the two of you and traveling the world, there's that. Or whatever you're doing, the baseline is, do you have a stable foundation?
Right.
Are you going to need to be supported? What's your world like?
And also,
Yeah.
we're talking about love, right? And love starts with loving yourself and all that. If you don't have
Yes.
100%.
a whole lot of that for yourself, you don't have anything extra for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Or-
takes
and
a,
you have
and that
nothing
takes a
for
hell of a lot of
Exactly.
work.
Right.
Yeah. Love yourself. And that just comes with, for me, loving what I'm doing,
Yeah.
you know? So I feel like I am just getting into, within the last few months, really dating, you know? Like, and
I feel like the world is your oyster. That's like that's so like the dating around thing. It could be like you're just lost and you're trying to find somebody, or it could be like I'm
Definitely
in a
not
good
lost.
place. I'm in
Yeah,
a good
I'm in a
place,
good
and
place.
I'm just gonna like circle around the block a couple times.
the
and see
thing
what's
is,
around.
though, I did spend a good, 12 hours the other day. I was like, Sunday after binge drinking on Saturday.
Always a good place to be.
after going out to the
To make
hills
big
on
decisions.
Friday. Like, I mean, we get around, we get around as in we party, and still don't meet people organically. Whatever, chill. We hang out with our friends, and then I spend a good 12 hours on Hinge, casually catnapping because I'm fucking hungover as shit, and still I don't find what I'm looking for. But it's just one of those things where I guess it's just it'll happen when it happens.
And I think a lot of the guys on dating apps, one of the guys that I liked, I see his dating profile and I'm like, why is every photo you chose so unattractive?
Oh, it's so shitty. Which makes us go,
Yeah.
how many
how
guys,
many
are we
guys
missing
have I
out
clicked
on?
no on?
Yeah.
Because they're
God.
so the guy that he's so amazing, but I'm like, your profile is so disgusting.
And I can
Wait.
vouch for this. I met this guy.
Yeah.
Can we go into that a little? What is disgusting about his profile?
God.
Not disgusting is a harsh word.
Whatever,
It's a bad
whatever
word.
made you say that, whatever.
Just
what,
awful
the photos,
photos.
don't even not that they don't look like him, but
They're the worst
They're the
version of him
worst.
that you could possibly put
yeah.
up.
And I'm like,
is
why
he
would you think-
engaged in activities? Is that what, or is he with friends? Is that what the pictures are, or what are they?
They're just bad.
No, they're just awful.
They're
Oh,
just
they're just
bad.
bad.
What consists of a good photo and a bad photo on a dating app? I think
It's
the
a
question.
fine line because a
Clear.
guy who puts too much effort into his dating profile, huge
Huge
red
turnoff.
flag.
And I think
Yeah.
that's what you're experiencing is that he's
Interesting.
probably aware of that too, right? So he's not going to have I think a lot of guys don't have the best pictures of themselves because they're not
They're
like
not
us.
trying.
Well, they're
Yeah.
not like
Right.
us
Yeah.
taking 30 selfies to find the one that we're happy with.
Very
And
true.
We don't even do that often. And we do it often, but
More often than dude.
Yeah.
so more
And
often than dude.
And if a dude is like, "Hey, bro, take a photo of me," that is
That's endgame.
such a
That's-
turn off.
yeah,
That is
so
it's
bad.
over. Yeah.
I'm trying to be open-minded and say, guys, you should feel okay asking your homies to take pictures of you because this is the world we live in.
That's what I'm saying. Like when the guys on the TV show, how I knew I would have no connection with them because every single guy on there was a guy like that. They all care too much about their appearance. They're all amazing bodies, which good for them for caring. But
Yeah.
even I don't care that much.
You know what the other problem is the ones that do look good, it has to be their girlfriends taking the photos.
Or their homies.
That's a good point, though.
I don't know.
I
It's a
know.
good point because the girl knows how to in the best light.
I know.
Because
Or their
homeboy
girlfriends.
is not unless his homeboy is a photographer.
Yeah, which some
Then
are.
he's got a leg up because he's got content creators in his inner circle.
God damn those content creators.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, it's a double standard for sure because we want to present ourselves in the best way, but in order to do that, we have to be self-involved. Being self-involved is kind of okay for women to do a little bit,
yeah.
but for men, not so much. But then, if you're not selling your brand in the best way, then you're also
Then
now
you're missing
not
out
yeah,
on
the
because
fucking
now you've got a
hotness.
disgusting account, I guess.
But how
It's hard.
doesn't that work out for Mallory's favor,
No, because she's not even looking. If she didn't know the guy already, she wouldn't even be looking at him.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Right.
I met him
now he's
way
disgusting.
before I even because I met him before I lived in LA.
Yeah.
Moved to LA, saw him on dating profile. I'm like, I would 1000% have clicked left on you. Like, if I would have seen this, but I already know you.
But so now maybe are you swiping right on the disgusting accounts?
No, because I don't use dating apps.
That's
I
right,
do
okay.
look at them a second time every now and then.
Right? You
Because
know with
we
new
know.
eyes.
And I think a lot of the ladies out there know when you go on an app, like when you go on a dating app, match with someone, you almost automatically think they're gonna look 20% hotter because guys always
Always
look
better
hotter
in
than their
person.
photos.
Well, they only have 10 photos to work off of.
No, what kind of dating apps are you going on? They have like 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just kind of like being
In
generous.
general?
Generous.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna look. You're saying they look hotter in their profiles than they do.
No, they look hotter in person.
In person.
They do.
I always go for
Yeah.
the LinkedIn photo because guys don't post
Oh,
it
that's
on
a
their
good
profile. But if you go to their LinkedIn, that's always going to be a clear
Right.
headshot.
Yeah. That's a good move.
And that's very like straight on. Like this is what they
So you
unless
want-
it's years
you want
old.
business photo. You just want to see
just
what
a
the business
clear
is.
photo.
No, because if a guy posts his LinkedIn photo on a dating app, for me, red flag.
Yeah.
Wait, like talk about that. What's that?
So you'll look at the LinkedIn,
what are you
but it's
saying?
a red flag if it's on the
It
LinkedIn.
just shows that they care too much. If they care enough to post a very clear,
they
like
care enough to
business
post a
headshot.
nice picture.
I'm thinking they don't have very many pictures.
Yeah, there's that too.
I just know I feel
Yeah.
like based off of like what I've
Oh, Tina, I should just like hand you my phone. You should just go through
Let's
all
save
of
that for
those.
another episode. Actually, that's like a whole episode's worth.
Yeah.
That is so fascinating because it's like how do they win? If a guy's
Yeah,
listening right
it
now,
seems
they're
like
like,
such a-
damn,
It's
Yeah.
hard.
I can't win.
That's why
As a guy
95%
listening, it's like a
is
chisel.
the
Like,
left
what do you
swipe.
have left?
right.
Yeah.
But that isn't
Describe a profile that seems suitable for a guy to
But
do.
listen, if that's but okay. It's all about when you
And this is relative to these.
whatever conditions end up leading to the point where you meet each other, that's when you decide whether or not you connect with somebody. We can't listen to this conversation and go, okay, I need to do exactly these things on my profile.
No.
And that's the
because
answer.
these are
Yeah.
also just for these two ladies.
And also,
Right,
by
right.
the way, like we have different dating strategies. Even if Mallory doesn't go on very many apps, she is one to like get to know the person before she goes on a date. And I'm like, stop fucking talking to me. Take me out.
Yeah.
You want it in person.
I'm like,
you
yeah.
like messaging.
I'm like, you messaged me
Yeah.
twice. Game over. Take me out. Mallory's like, you
Right.
messaged me 50 times before I like
Yeah.
go out with you.
Yeah.
right.
I
Yeah.
need to catch
You
a
would be the
vibe.
kind of person that I would connect with more than this if I was on a dating app. In that sense,
Sure.
Just because I can't sit there and
you.
I
can't
get
talk
you,
back
Mallory.
and forth,
Listen,
like,
I get
over
you. I
it.
understand.
I'm just saying, there's
Yeah.
different modes.
Yeah. There is.
Yeah.
Right, but and that's step one into
And the whole
finding
texting
out.
on the dating app is already awkward enough, and like sometimes you're on it, sometimes you're not. So like maybe you're not going to get a message for a week on that stupid thing because
And there's just like a testament there to say just like how many different people
I don't
there
have
are
that
in
kind
the
of
world.
patience.
I messaged a guy for 10 days before he went on a date.
That is
And
ridiculous.
it
For me.
was-
It's not
For
ridiculous.
no,
It's
it's
not,
not
it's
ridiculous.
not.
For me,
It's
for
not.
me,
Yeah.
I was
For
so
me,
much
in
more
my world.
excited.
It could be a safety thing too.
I was so
Totally,
much more
yeah.
excited going
Yeah.
into the date because I felt like we already had like a really good, not connection because we
And I
only
get
had been
that.
messaging, but
Or
I was
rapport.
so much more excited to meet him because I felt like I had gotten a good sense of like what he would be like in person rather than be like, here we go, hope it works out. But I also don't like to go on dates if I don't feel like it's going to work out, which is why I don't go very many dates.
Yeah,
That's fair.
You
Yeah.
want to heavily vet the person as much as you can.
I am like typing their name in heavily vet like every single thing. Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
side note, people want to dismiss that and call it stalking or whatever, but I feel like that's due diligence.
You know how
Yeah.
many guys,
Yeah.
I have not this happen a lot, but I've typed in names into Google and it's like assault charge. I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely not going to meet you.
Damn, okay, I've never had that. But that's what you do that.
This doesn't happen
because you
often,
never know
but
what's gonna
I'm
come
glad
up.
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they come up and they're already in a relationship. How about that?
Yeah.
You don't know the stipulations
Yeah.
about the relationship, though. So
That's
a
true,
whole other
but
thing.
that's not what
you're
I'm
looking for.
into, though.
That's a whole other thing.
So there's that.
Listen, I'm just trying to look for zero baggage.
Yeah.
Not zero. We all have baggage, but like,
But you have your
minimal.
own. You
Yeah.
have your own baggage, and you're trying to carry other people's
yeah,
baggage.
exactly. I only
Yeah.
got 2 hands.
Yeah, and you just dumped the last bit of the wine, so I'm taking that as a cue
Yeah.
that we are winding down.
Winding down.
Winding down. Yeah, whining and drinking wine. Okay.
Cheers to you.
My glass is empty.
Your glass is
Yeah,
empty. Is it
ditto.
bad luck?
Cheers.
All right, yeah. Do you have a dating experience you want to share? Or maybe you have a question you want us to explore? Visit deeperthansexpodcast.com to contact us or leave us a voice message. Deeper Than Sex is produced by Tina Lee and Michael David Johnson. Music is by Charmer and Clay. Check them out on Spotify or wherever you get your music. Thanks for listening to the show, and don't forget to rate and subscribe and follow us on the gram at Deeper Than Sex Podcast.